Hello Commanders, welcome to the command table. My name is Matt and I have some attempts for Leshir from this morning from the community as well as myself. Before we get into that though, if you'd please be so kind as to like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. You can also join us on the command table Discord channel, where we will usually get a jump start on things right when the raid starts. So you can see strats from people from some of the top clans in the world. So hop on, join us there, and see what you can do to save yourself some keys and elixirs. Okay, let's go ahead and hop in. Enifant had a nice melee build using a lot of merge stones. Let's actually back that up here. Excuse me. We have, let's see, at least 5 warhounds, I think. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then down here 4, 5. And they've all got merge on them, and I imagine Leech as well. He did go into some description with another video on the command table Discord, so hop on there and you can see his power stones and whatever else he's using. But yeah, lots of assassins, looks like dire wolves and untamed beast as well. It's a 2 elixir build, so he's using force resistance and melee. And we'll go ahead and let that run so you can see it. But yeah, it's good to have top and bottom so that you can take out both life stones on the front. And the assassins, I think, were designed to take out all the life stones in the back, but you can get sidetracked once the storm callers and the soul pylons are down with all the spiders, so sometimes they don't always make it to the life stones. So this build can be a little bit risky, but yeah, it's pretty solid. Like, you can't really complain. The stun resistance or force resistance elixir is crucial, because if you got to this point where you only have the 2 warhounds, the crows would keep him perma-stunned. But anyway, looks like he's got the heart, so let's go ahead and skip ahead. And then let's show you what I've done for today. We do have other screenshots on TCT Discord of other builds, but they aren't videos, so I'm just not going to include them on the video. But you can go ahead and check those out. The link is in the description. Okay, so here is a comparable build to what I was using 2 weeks ago, the last time Leshir was up. This time we're making sure that we have Leech on everything. So, except for the assassins. The assassins I've got double crit, and the roots I've got enhance. But the one thing that I was sure to have last stand on was the soul pylon. So pretty much everything else has reach and leech. And we're only using the 1 elixir, and we're using Stompers. This was Inno's suggestion. So Inno suggested using the Stompers, and that way you don't need the force resistance elixir. So yeah, your units do get stunned intermittently, but there's a chance that they avoid the stun entirely, and that makes it to where they've got enough time between stuns to cap their health back off with Leech on the damage that they do to the enemy units. So as you can see, I've got my Chaos Archer. He was stuck behind my soul pylon. Still able to reach fairly well, but that's something to be cognizant of. You may want to shift those constructs around just a little to where your units aren't going to get blocked behind them like I did. So anyway, we've got the heart. Let's go ahead and move on. This is an SR14 build from my second profile. We've almost got our 3rd clan to SR15 in TCT. We've also affiliated with Boo, so if you're looking to get your foot in the door with one of the top clans in the game, feel free to hop into TCT and show us what you got, and we might be able to get you into Boo. But anyway, here's some more going on. We've got no merge on the Chaos Archers and the regular Archers, and I think this actually works better because they can still take the hit from the crows, and with the Leech they're able to cap themselves back off, but it makes it to where there's more targets for the crows to hit, and that keeps those crystal spires Keeps more of the attention off of the crystal spires, I should say. But yeah, both work just fine. Again, just one elixir. Those Stompers, again, are doing a lot of the heavy lifting by saving us an elixir. So I guess, 15 gems per elixir over the course of a raid. If you're going for 15 hearts, that's 15 times 15. What is that? 300? I don't know. It's a lot of gems that you can save. It's too early in the morning for me to do math. Anyway, we got it. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's see. Oh, this one was a close call. This is SR14 as well, my third profile. So look at the unit levels. They're a lot lower than my second profile. And it gets a little dicey here when I think... Does my Stormcaller go down? No, I'm not sure what happens, but... Oh, yeah, Soul Pylon. Soul Pylon goes down, and the Stormcaller doesn't get to chain all the way down to this bottom Lifestone. So, I was thinking, oh, crap, I'm going to have a fail, because I don't have my Soul Pylon up, and I'm not going to be able to tag it. And then I think just in a couple seconds here, we're going to see a Spear Strike that saves the day for us. Poof, there we go. So the archers, the Stormcaller, and the Crystal Spires are able to carry the rest of it without the Soul Pylon. But this is when I think I made the decision here. You'll notice that in most of the builds up to this point, I've had the Soul Pylon kind of right in the middle of all these Crystal Spires. But I started to move it back a little bit in the future builds. And I realized that you don't need... double Leech on it. You can use double Last Stand, and that gives you time for that one Leech to cap you off on your health. So, oh yeah, this is where you'll notice I moved the Soul Pylon back, and I don't know if it'll show on here. I think it was later that I actually did the double Last Stand, but this will show you the unit stats that I've got for this profile, and it's totally smooth doing SR15 on it. When it gets really dicey, though, as you'll see in upcoming attempts where on lower profiles, when it gets really dicey, you can just add a force resistance elixir and then switch out your Stompers for banner. So we'll show you that here in a minute, but we'll just kind of let this attempt complete here. See, that Soul Pylon is not catching any of the spiders or any of the earth elemental splits or any of that garbage. So a lot better at protecting that Soul Pylon, and it can still reach plenty of skulls. So you're going to be just fine having enough orbs to get the job done. And even if that first wave of all the minions dies outside of the range, you've still got these crows that are going to feed your Soul Pylon the entire time. So much, much safer. I prefer that over where I had it before. Okay, so we'll go ahead and let that cap off, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, I think we'll show you one of the attempts here that... oh yeah, so this is where I switched out the Stompers for the Standard of the Ancient Defender. Somebody called it Banner once, and I've been stuck on that forever. But it is the Standard of the Ancient Defender. And you see, you can reach so much further, and it does a lot of damage initially to those units that are on the other side of the battlefield. But it can just reach so much further and clears everything that much quicker. And I think that helps too, because then your Stormcaller can chain a little easier to the back, because there's less to shoot in the front. I mean, I guess the chaining will get there no matter what, but it just seems to work better. So yeah, if you're having a rough time just adding that one extra elixir, yeah, it's a little more expensive, but if you're failing on some attempts, then it may actually be cheaper for you in the long run. For this one, I don't have my Stormcaller very high level on this profile. I think it's not even 50 yet. So I tried putting some melee units up front. They've got Last Stand on them, and I went with the Frost Knights because they have higher health than the Fire Knights, and they're still immune to fire. So the fire attacks aren't going to take them out very quickly. And you just need them there long enough to get through that initial wave, and then at this point, the Leech will keep everything alive on all of your spires. The Reno was okay, but I think honestly Reno is less than ideal in this situation. So for future setups, I dropped Reno and got a couple more sets of hammer throwers and archers or whatever else. So yeah, here we go. I switched to the hammer throwers. Oh, and I moved the Frost Knights back because there's a few seconds at the beginning where you don't need the Frost Knights being pummeled by that stuff in the front. So I moved them behind, and that way it takes them a second or two to get up there, and they'll last longer in that initial fight because your ranged units will clear out a lot of that early stuff. So you might as well save a few hits on your Frost Knights. But again, Leech on everything except for the assassins, last stand on the soul pylon, and reach on the crystal spires so that they can reach a little further. But yeah, pretty solid. I'm digging it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and kind of fast forward through this so you can see we get the heart. Alright, so when it gets down to these really low profiles, that's when you get to the safe mode where I'd rather use the force resistance elixir and the banner just to make sure I get the heart, because my Stompers aren't high level for one, so you don't get the attack damage bonus unless you're Ascension 3 on your Stompers. So anyway, there's that. Very low unit levels for these last couple of profiles, but they're still able to pull off SR12. You just gotta have the right power stones, the right elixirs, and the right artifacts. And the setup is a little malleable. You can tweak it a fair bit, but as long as you've got those core elements, you should be fine. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Again, the best thing you can do is to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please do that. Also, join the TCT Discord so you can see if we come up with any better ideas over the course of the next 2 days to save you some keys and elixirs. And special thanks to Inno, Enifant, Saeed, and Visker, who have all contributed their screenshots and videos for this raid. So thank you for contributing, guys. And again, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Thanks so much. We'll have more for you soon.